Hello everyone, I'm back again. Now I wasn't going to be able to do this video for quite a while because I had a job getting out of this model, but thanks to a great guy in Australia, goes by the name of Robert Stevenson, and he sent me this morning, and well, there's the box. I'm going to open it up in a minute and we'll see what we got. Well, you probably know already because you've seen the title of this video, so. But anyway, let's get on with it. I'll cut the old tape off. See what we've got here. So a little letter here. Cheers, Bob. Sent another one over because you might be able to use it as or its suspension. Hope this finds you well. Keep in touch, Bob. Right, Bob. Let's see what we got here. Well, that gives you a clue to what this is. There's the boot spinner, so you know what it's coming now. It's going to be a green Hornet, which is what quite a few people have been waiting for, this one to get restored, but I haven't been able to get hold of one. Now I've got two, so this is going to be fun. A couple of tyres there, spare tyres. Appreciate this, Bob. Oh, and there's the old roof sticker. So I'll get all this out of the way a minute to see what sort of condition these two are in. Well, as you can see, that one is not too bad condition. It's got its front grille and it all works okay. So I think this is the one that's going to need the restoration. I think he's got his gun missing, but that's not a problem. I could probably manufacture a little piece to go on the end of his gun. But this one doesn't look in bad condition really. I think this is the one that's going to be the main one to restore out of the two. And if there's anything bad in this one, I can always use parts from that one. Boot works okay. Yeah. Now this is the worst of the two. It's got good tyres on it. Well, a couple of them. The boot opens up, as you see. But the old windscreen's gone on this one, and so is the front grille. But we got headlights. I mean, I could probably do this one up in time. I'll obviously have to buy a few parts for it. He's got his gun missing as well, look. But anyway, apart from that, I've noticed on this one the suspension's gone on the good of the two, so I think I'm going to have to use the suspension out the worst one and put in this one. So I will have to take both of them apart, but I'm very happy with that. Right, before we start drilling this out, I'm just going to make a point. I don't know how other people might restore this one, but there's 3 rivets up the top of there, if you look. Well, the only ones you need to take out are the 2 side ones, because that piece, that rivet middle one, holds the rocket launcher thing inside, and you don't really need to take that off. I mean, some people might, but I don't, if I can help it. And you just got the one at the back, so we'll get on with drilling these out. I don't need to make any punches in these because they've got a nice little starter point. Yeah, that's good enough for that. I'll do the rest in a minute. Right, I've sheared the top of the edge of the rivets off now. Let's take this bottom off, see what we got. There. The suspension isn't too bad actually on this one. It looks gone, I think. I think it's just worn more than anything else. But I have got another piece from the other one anyway, which is meant to be a bit better piece. Right, that just comes out. There's your grill. Just slots out nice and easy. And you've got to take all these little bits out. But they can be complicated to put back on you, so if it's the first time you're doing one of these, you make a note really to actually see how this all fits together here, because there's two pieces here. Oh, that's gone. So you're going to have to keep pulling that back out to be able to fire the missile, because the actual spring's gone there, that snapped there. But if you look at this, if you prise that up, I'll get my little screwdriver here. When you take your suspension out, prise it up very carefully here. Try and get that to come off of that pin. I mean, some of them can be easy and some can be difficult, but you got to get it up over that pin. There it is. Right, once you've got it up to there, obviously you can take your wheels out of the back. Not worry about them for now. Now, if you look at how this fits in here, the actual lever, when you put it all back together, if you look, you see that there's a thing there, like, isn't it? You pull that piece out. You got to twist it like that to get it out. But when it goes back in, it's got to be like that underneath there, and then that piece fits in. When you put this piece in there, the other bit, it fits into there. You see what I mean? It's a bit awkward to look at. It goes into that little groove. So then when you sort of fire it, it pushes it backwards and forwards like that. And that's what makes it fire the missile. Or whatever, you know what I mean. But anyway, to get these out, you just twist it slightly that way. Well, that one's broke now, so it'll come out easy anyway. But that's what's wrong with this suspension, that is all falling to pieces. Very often these front pieces go on the suspension. They are known for it. So I don't want to break the other piece really, there. So what I'll do, I'll keep that piece and try and use me bicarbonate and super glue to stick that back together, and also strengthen this piece up if I can. But what I'll do, I'll keep that for maybe to do the other Hornet up, try and fix it somehow. But I've already took the other Hornet apart off screen, the donor one, and I have repaired the suspension on that one. This piece is okay on it, so I'm going to use this suspension to fix this one up. See, I've used the bicarbonate on the suspension pieces, and that's all ready to go back in the car now, so I don't have to fiddle around with that. But as you see, there's the rocket piece fitted on with that one rivet. You don't need to take that off, see. And the wheels, I mean, all you got to do, the tires is rock solid anyway, they've got to come off, because I'm going to have to strip this and repaint it anyway. So apart from that, it's not too bad, is it? The lights, let's take all this out first. These bits all come out, they just come out just like that. You just open the boot, put your finger behind it, flip it up that way, because that holds the boot in. See, there's a little lever on that boot, and then when you put it back, you put it on under there like that, and it stops the boot coming out. Anyway, let's take it all out. This obviously just pulls out. There's a little man, he falls out like that. That's all okay, there's nothing wrong with that. And the screen, there's a nice little screen in here, so once I've given that a good polish and dipped it in the floor shine mix, that'll be like brand new. That's a good screen in that one. So then the only other part now is to get these headlights out. I'll show you how to do that. If you look behind there, you just got to gradually prise them up, push them forward, like, and gradually get them to prise out. If you can, there is a way. I use a bigger screwdriver, would be a better way actually. Well, I'll use my rounded bit. You just pop them through like that, and they'll come out like that. And what I usually do, I put them there like that a minute for now, because I'll mark the bottom of them with a dark pen, so I know that they'll go back in the proper way. Because I'm sure these go in. I have before done this, and I've had problems trying to get them in sometimes when I painted it. Obviously, some of it is because of the paint, because it's got an extra layer of paint. But I'm not sure if they're slightly different one side than the other. They look the same, but I'm trying to get this out without damaging it. Yeah, it's going through. I don't want it to fly everywhere, you see. I'll just push it there it is. So up that way, that's it. See, now that's now how they go in the car, like that. So if I mark the bottom of that with a black marker pen, I'll know I'll put them in. I'll try and put like I don't think it matters which way, what side they go, because they look the same both sides anyway, but at least I know that's the bottom, and put them back in that way, I should be okay. But anyway, I'll get these here posts drilled out, get it stripped, and the next time you see it, it'll be nice and shiny. Right, as you can see, I've cleaned the shell off. I've done the also done the base plate, obviously, and I've drilled it all out. I've also give these a bit of a polish up with me Dremel wheel, but I think I'm going to have to put the old Molotov chrome on that, because the liquid chrome, because it is chromed actually. I'm going to have to touch it up with this, and you won't even see it. It won't even look like it's been done, because it is such good stuff. I've cleaned the wheels off a little bit, and I've also polished up the ends of the handles, or the levers, because that's the part that will be showing on the car. But next part for this is going to be spraying it, so I'm going to get on with that, and then I'm going to tackle this little fella here, because as you see, he ain't got no gun, and I'll show you how I'm going to deal with that in a minute. But first of all, let's get this let's get all these parts sprayed up. So in the clip you just saw, in the last clip, I mean for you it's been like seconds, but that was yesterday. So this is today. And after I showed you that bit, that was just me putting the matte coating on the, spray coat on the car. Since then I've actually glossed it off camera and lacquered it. So I've also done the base plate, done all that, the boot. And I'm waiting for all that to dry now. So in the meantime, while that is drying, I mean, I'm going to leave that for like a good couple of days. In the meantime, I have got some repairs to do, and that one of them is this little man here, Britt Reed. He's lost his gun. So I'm going to show you how I get away with doing this. As you can see, it's the front point of his gun. I don't know if that's going to focus very good, but you can see it's all gone. But it's a funny old gun. It's got like a little bow on the end of it. So I don't know if you've watched the Corgi dumper truck video. But what I did with the steering wheel on that, I used a bit of this, and I ground all this, the knobbles off. But with the brick reed gun, I'm going to need to leave the end piece, one of the round pieces, and just grind a flat piece down to make the actual gun barrel. So you've got the little knobbly bit on the end. So that's how I'm going to go about it. I'm going to start doing that right now. So all I've been using to grind it is me Parks Hydro Mojito, and then I'll just sort of hold it on here like this and just let it grind off what I don't want. So anyway, let's get on with that. As you can see, it takes quite a while, but you just got to be patient and just grind a little bit at a time. And if you go too fast and too quick on it, it'll melt the plastic because of the heat. But if you go a little bit at a time, it will bring it down to what sort of thickness you want. Just take your time with it. Then I've ground this down now, and as you can see, I've got like a little flat piece there, and I've got the knobble bit there. So what I'm going to do is stick this onto the end of his hand like that. It's going to stick on there. But what I'll do, I'll cut a piece of that back. I'll do that now, just to show you. If you just cut in so far, you've got to be very careful with this, because if you really damage this too much, then it is unsalvageable. So you've got to be very careful with this bit. Just cut in so far, just to make a little step. That's all it's for. And then cut down. Because you want a nice flat surface. I mean, you can buy reproduction figures of these, but for the sake of a gun, it's not worth it. I mean, the original figures are far better than the reproduction ones anyway. I mean, if the rest of the figures are alright, why bother, you know, for the sake of a little bit of plastic missing off the end? You just as well try and do a fix on it if you can. Now if you look at it now, I've got like a little step there, and then that's going to glue onto there like that, and then I'll cut the rest of this off after when it's set. But I've found the best glue to use for this is 5-second fix. Now what you got to do with this, it doesn't set until you put the little torch on it. But the only trouble I found with it is that if you're sticking solid things together and the actual glue can't be seen by the torch, it won't set. It comes apart. But if you've got something like fairly transparent like that, or it's very good for actual Corgi glass if you're going to repair a piece of glass, because you can use it as like a plastic weld, but you've got to have the light going through it for it to actually harden up, if you can get what I mean. But when it sets, it really does set better than super glue. So I'm going to put a little blob on there, and I'm going to try and stick this gun on the end now, and hopefully be happy days. So I'll put me little blob on the top there. I mean, it sets clear anyway, so I mean, it doesn't matter if you overdo it a bit. Yeah, put a nice big blob on there. Put my lid back on. I mean, it won't stick to your fingers, because it's the actual ultraviolet light that sets it. Now this is the awkward bit. I'm going to have to do this on the actual table here because I've got to hold the torch to get it to harden up as well. So if I put him there like that, I'm going to line this gun up. I've lined it up. Now I've got to get the right angle now. I don't know if you can see that, but switch my torch on. You need this is where you need 3 hands. So you can have one to shine the torch, and the other 2 to put the pieces together. Once it starts setting, I mean, you can take it off and you got to lift it up a bit and see where you are. There, it's sticking already, you see. And you just, because this is a bit transparent, this pipe or cable tie thing I'm using, it's helping to set the glue. But it's a very fiddly, you've got a patience to do it. But then again, it's better than buying a whole new figure just for the sake of a gun that's been broken off. Make sure you give it plenty of ultraviolet on there. Don't be fooled thinking it's set, because it says like 5-second fix, but you know, you don't take anything for granted. There's never, these days they say that just to sell the things, but it does set pretty quick. I wouldn't say 5 seconds. Give it a good chance to harden up, but it does harden better than super glue. So if you've got anything that's transparent and you want to stick with it, it's ideal. But if it's something solid and the light can't get to it, it won't set properly. Not like super glue, sets right away. That's why super glue, I use the bicarbonate to dry it out quick so that it hardens up faster. But there you go. I mean, look, that's stuck on there, that. So now all I've got to do now is nip the end of this off, and it's ready to paint. Right, I've nipped the end of it off now. All I used is me Stanley. Just put it on the thing, chop, and look at the difference of that. It doesn't look right at the moment because it's transparent, but you know, once that's painted, that'd be ideal. Nothing wrong with him. Got his gun back, and you got the little knobbly bit on the end. See? And that's how you do that. Right, next job, I've got to obviously paint that up, but you know, I ain't going to bother showing you that because that's just painting. Next job is I'm going to chrome this. I'm going to use my Molotov chrome. So that's it before. And that's what it looks like. Now I've given it the Molotov treatment. It's back to chrome. That's a lot better. It'll make a hell of a difference. Nice and shiny chrome look. And there's the gun all painted up. That's what he looks like once his gun's painted up. And you wouldn't even know it was broken in the first place. But, you know, if you put your mind to it, that's what you can do. It's not that difficult. So, anyway, let's get on with the next bit now. And the next bit, of course, will be reassembly. Right, so as you can see, there's the shell. It's all nice and glossed up and looking pretty. So we'll stick that there for now. And I'm going to do, I've put the suspension in. It's just a case of twisting it in the same way I showed you to take it out. And I just laid it on that pin. So then all we got to do then is put these other pieces back in. And as I said before, you've got to twist this bit. When you put that through the front, it's got to sit that way. But you've got to like sort of twist it in and work it in there. Like that. See? There, it's in there. And it just sits And if you can see, it just sits in there like that. And then you get your other piece, and there's a little pivot there that sits onto, and then that should work that pin. So I don't know if you can see from here. Let me try and get a bit closer to it. As you can see, that, see it moving, that pin? So once you got that in, you can just push that down slightly there, because that's all finished here now. And then all you do then is you put your back wheels in. Pretty obvious actually, isn't it? Let's try and get them in like that. And then you just move that, push the pin, push it down onto that pin again. There, until you're at click. Then you've got all your suspension back together. See, now that little bit there can spring back. See? And it all works like that. But that's how you do suspension. It's pretty straightforward. It's nothing. It's not rocket science. It's pretty straightforward. So anyway, that's that piece done. And then we can put these tyres back on the front. It's easier actually to get the suspension in without the tyres on. I just thought I'd better let you know that, in case you're struggling any time, wondering why it's not going in properly. Leave the tyres off, and you just slot them on afterwards like that. See. So now we've got a finished undercarriage. As you can see, I sprayed all this up, and I've even painted the little thing back on there. I've done these lights, and what I use for the lights here, because it's like a fluorescent orange what they use for these Hornets. And what I used is Molotow again, and it's a Molotow orange, and that gives it a fluorescent colour. It's a pen, it's another ink pen. Instead of the chrome, it's the orange one, and that is very similar to the actual Corgi. Well, same as the spinner colour. That it's a very similar colour. And I even done the boot with it as well, like in the lights. But there you go. There's another little tip for you. These Molotow pens are very handy actually. And then all you got to do then is stick it all back in. Oh, there's Brit with his gun done that. Sat in the back. And all we got to do now is put the rest in. Oh, the headlights, obviously, I've got to put them in. And there's my marks for that. So that'll be facing upwards as you look at the car upside down. Let's get on with that. So, what I've done, I'm wearing a pair of these gloves. Like mechanics wear, if they don't want to get their hands dirty. And what it does, if you're, I'm holding it wouldn't be on the rivet poster. If you pick any of these, anything you spray black is a terrible colour and it picks anything up. But I found that if you put it together with a pair of these on, you handle the actual bodywork with these, don't leave any marks. So that's what I'm doing. So anyway, let's put this back together. We've got our back piece. We'll put the boot in first. So all you do with that is just drop it in the little grooves there like that. This piece just drops in like that. It'll only go in one way. Then you get your glass. I mean, this glass has come up really nice. I've got to show you this. I'm really pleased with how this came up. I mean, look at the shine on that. It's like a brand new piece of glass. All I did was clean all the muck off, put it in my solution as well. And it's like brand new now. Drop that one in. I've already put the headlights in, as you can see. I've got them, I put them back in with the black pieces, showing this way what I marked up with a pen, so I knew which way to push them back in, just in case they are different. I don't think they are actually, but I always like to put things back the way they come out. It makes life easier. Now this bit here, if you just hold the end of him, have him popped up a little bit in the seat, and try and get his gun through the window, like that, you see, then that should just drop in, and once you've got his gun through the window, you can drop the rest of it in and sort of manoeuvre it into place like that. That's the only awkward bit there is with putting the seating in one of these. But it'll only go up so far. That so you've got 2 tabs there. They meet the back of the where the boot starts, and you've got a pin there where the front sits with a pin. So you can't sort of go wrong with it. That. Anyway, I'm twaddling on. This bit here just drops in like that. That's it. Make sure you got that pin behind the boot part. There's like a thing on the boot, the tab on one side of the boot. Make sure that drops in, so that is behind that boot piece. Because when you push that flips open the boot. So I'm going to try and drop that on there now, like that. Line it all up. Trouble is you've got to get them lights pushed in. There's like a couple of slots back here, that, and you've got to slot them lights through there, like that. You see, there's 2 tabs. The lights is on my grill's fell out now. But you got to push them 2 tabs in the back, and then gradually lower it down. These are awful cars to do, I must admit. I don't really enjoy doing these, but needs must, you know. I mean, if they need doing, I won't sort of shy away from it. It's going to have to be done. There. Now I'll drop that in now. Get my pliers. And when it actually clips in, you'll know it's clipped in. Ah, there we go. So once you've got that shut, we're virtually home and dry. So I'll put it on my cloth. I don't want to scratch it up, so all we need now is a bit of glue, put in these parts, and put our rivets in. I've already got my rivets ready, so let's get a bit of glue in there and get this all set. A bit in there. Bit in there. And a bit in the back. Take a bit out of there actually, because there's a bit too much in there. Drop one in there. I'll push them down with my proper tool in a minute. And what I've got here is a lollipop stick. So there you go, and then push them down nice and tight. Let it go for a sec, and then we'll get about putting this little baby on. Right, so actually what I'm going to use, I've got rid of the other transfer, because I prefer these here. This is what I made myself. There's a bit more definition in these than the others. So what you do is you soak it in the water, put a little drop on the top, gradually get it to inch off. There it goes, and then you just line it up, and then just pull the backing away. You still have time to move it around before it actually does set. That looks about right there. So I'll just soak a bit of the squeegee out and soak up the rest of the water. See, it still does move slightly. But that's what we do with transfers. Squeegee out the old bit. Oh, it's moving still now. But I mean, these transfers are pretty easy to make, really. You can buy transfer paper off of eBay. It's not that expensive. But you've got to remember, once you've actually printed on them, I have known people before, they print what they want, their decals, and then they soak them in the water, and it just all disappears. You've actually got to lacquer the sheet, what you printed. You've got to lacquer it with, like, well, I use just ordinary car lacquer, but you've got to put a coat of lacquer on that. I've known people print these transfers off on a sheet of deco paper and then soak them in the water, and of course all the ink's just disintegrated and there's nothing left. But that's what you got to do. You lacquer them there, and then that's all you do. When that dries up, that's it. Put his spinner in the boot. That just clips in like that. And I managed to find a rocket, what I had ages ago. I bought it years ago. Just had it in my bits box, and you just push that one in there, and there's his rocket, and then that's all ready to go then. But there you go. There's your Green Hornet, all back to good again. There's the finished article. So till the next time, have a nice day, and you know, toodaloo for now.